We legit. We going to the green with some things, man. That's how it go.
Vibe for
Just me and all my phone. Just popping off our guns and getting
one.
so that I say, come on, bro.
Yo, what's going on, family, man? Look, No Labels Podcast, pop up, like random. Like I hit Frank up last night, like, hey man, you wanna have a conversation? And it's basically how we got here. But it's like ever since the last episode, that one got a little deep. I wasn't really trying to go that deep, but it's like I'm trying to keep in that lane. You know what I'm saying? Really stay in that flow. But before I do all that, we got my man Frank Days in the building. Big Bank Frank.
What's up, family?
You want to introduce yourself?
Frank D, man. Brother, family, cousin. You know me. That's me to everybody.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, that's how it always starts. You see how it's starting quiet. Watch, I'm telling you. Yeah, y'all gonna be cash apping the offering by the end of this. But this ain't no. I don't want to make this like a podcast. Like basically, I really want to make this a conversation.
Gotcha.
And in the last podcast, I basically was. I won't say clearing out my closet, but just coming forth and just being honest about my own process.
Yeah.
So basically, God told me like, because being who I am, artistic, like that's how I function. So it's basically like God basically say, well, this how I got it. Like I gave you a gift, really. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm coming out of all these things, almost battle scars, half crazy, and God like, I really gave you a gift. You know what I'm saying? On some disrespect, like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's really a gift. And the gift in that was the perspective that you get when you come out of it. So it's like, okay. So I was just being honest and coming forth and talking about my struggles and depression and just being honest. You know what I'm saying? As a Christian, I've been saved 7 years. And so it's like, but going forth, God drug me out of that. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. I'm functioning. We happy. But I want to talk about today, just the name of the podcast is not the traditional route. And it's like, so with me, I'm not a big fan of religion.
Gotcha.
Not church. Church is necessary. You know what I'm saying? But the religion, as far as the traditions of men, I think like how God been dealing with me is like, that's one of the big things that God been dealing with me about as far as like religion. You know what I'm saying? And like religion and relationship. Like we've been having a conversation for a long time. But it's like it's so destructive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It's toxic.
It's so it's really so evil because the spirit of religion is probably the spirit. That's the spirit that when you go in the Bible and it's like, I never knew you, and then they come back and Jesus like, what you talking about?
Yeah.
Like I was doing this, doing that. So obviously the one saying that was somebody in ministry, somebody doing great things on the earth, somebody that was I never knew you. So obviously this was a believer. So obviously though, he was that fool. He was that fool. So it's like, it's really important to really know God and not think you know God.
Yeah.
And that's basically what we had today. And the conversation, like now I'm about to throw y'all some sugar because we is not going down that vibe. This is a positive podcast.
Wait a minute. Where we going? We
Just say all that.
We finna tell the whole church right now, man. Hold up.
To say all that, to say, listen, basically, I'm really coming from the aspect of a reintroduction of God the Father. Actually, like I got like a nickname for like the misunderstood one. Because we got the whole gospel, like, I mean, you know the Bible, but most the wide perception of the Father is, you know what I'm saying, he just got, that's, you know, feel me? That's the mob boss, you know what I'm saying? What? Kill everybody, what?
Take everybody out. If you don't do what he tell you,
you know what I'm saying?
Take everybody.
Okay. You don't want to let my people go? I'll be back. You know what I'm saying? 10 plagues. Like, when you think of the Father, and it's like, this is where I'm coming from, like, in relationship, because it was like, he's so misunderstood.
Yeah.
It's like, and I think that he wants to be understood. And it's like, okay, you being a believer, what was the sole purpose of Jesus coming and dying and doing everything? What was his purpose?
To bring us back into alignment with the Father. I think, and the beautiful part about it is the Father love us. Hold
on. So you saying that it wasn't to go to heaven?
It wasn't for it wasn't. His goal was not just so that we can go and sit in the garden and chill back in our first actual prospective place. It was to pull us back into alignment with God, so that while we here, we can fulfill what was supposed to be fulfilled in the earth.
Inbox Frank Days for any complaints. He is the guest on this podcast.
But the crazy thing about it is, man, I think even that mindset, man, that right there came from a lot of religion. Because me growing up in the faith, a lot of the music and a lot of the slogans was, prepare yourself for heaven. Prepare yourself for this. Get ready. I'm going to be ready when my Jesus come. It was always about the end point, which was heaven. There was never not one time in the Bible where Jesus' whole walk with the disciples was him telling them, get ready to go to heaven. He spent those 3 years with them, preparing them to do work in the earth. And if I understood back then that the whole perspective was so wrong on me thinking the only thing he wanted for me was for me to be back up there in his presence. But no, he wanted to enjoy me in his presence while I was down here. He wanted me to be able to fulfill what he actually created me to do while I was in the earth. And the only way to do that was going to be through me actually obtaining his son, which was the one who gave me a portion of faith. Mm-hmm. That's what gave me what it was going to take to get back to that actual place with God. And man, I wish as a believer that was my only focus, is getting to heaven. Life ain't that easy. Life ain't as easy as me waking up every day, running into adversity and challenges and just life. And then the only thing my expectations is, man, I need to make sure I go to heaven. I need to make sure, I got to cross all my buttons, dot all my I's and my T's, and I'm going to heaven. I wish it was that simple. It's not.
But you know what though? And it's like, if we really stop and think about that, like that's really, like, I would almost be depressed. Like, the end goal is heaven. Yeah. And we know heaven is eternity. Yeah. So I mean, I know we don't know, but what are we gonna do? So you said, okay, so basically, I said this is a reintroduction of the Father. And this, like, it was just, and it's like we forget about the orchestrator of the whole thing. Like, like the whole, like, Christ ain't coming down apart from the Father. Like, like, this is the one. Like, this is the vision. Mm-hmm. Okay, he goes to accomplish it. Well, they all got their role, whatever. But the visionary. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The reason. So like the cross is basically a visual image of the Father's love. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's like so basically, like, Jesus said, "This is eternal life, that you know." Let me get it right, one, because I'm dealing with a preacher. You ain't about to pull me aside after the podcast. Hey,
Wait a minute, man. We're gonna change that up a little bit, man. Right there, at that point right there. We're gonna try to reiterate that right there, just a little bit.
And this is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. And it was like, because I was saying on last podcast, like, when I was in my depressed mode or whatever, I actually started reading the Bible a whole lot slower.
Got you.
Like, just, and it's like, okay, so this is Jesus saying this. Let's just clarify. Okay, we just make it sure. Okay, look, this is how I literally start studying the Bible. Like, okay, like, really just asking, like, okay, this is Jesus Christ. When we say this is him who lives. All right, so he's telling you what eternal life is. Yeah. So, okay, this is to know. So basically our existence, the reason we breathe, is for relationship.
For relationship. It's to get to know him, get back into alignment with him, get back to that place where he could actually see us as he created us, man.
And it's like, we get like, and that's what we're talking about, because, like, we got Shantae Days over here. She is not going to be in the podcast, but if you might hear a comment, very wise woman. A couple
of gems to drop.
Just like me and Shantae was having a conversation for the podcast, and I ain't gonna go into detail, but basically, I was kind of like trying to motivate her to accept her greatness.
Mm.
And it was like, because all the stuff that she was telling me, like, I think this is it. Really, we know.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're not confident. And it's like, I heard this somewhere. It was like, okay, let's say Shantae come to you. Because if she... He tried to cut the whole audio off.
Wait a minute.
Let me make sure. All right, we back. All right, now, I lost my thought. What was I saying?
It was if she came to me with something. It was like you were preparing to say she came to me with a question or something like that.
Okay, so yeah, Shantae come with you with this question. All right, and then you just like, without even thinking, like go into like, boom, okay, so boom, 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 boom. Like, have you ever walked away from giving her advice, sat down and be like, you, like, bro, like, really sat down and analyze what you just said, like, bro, that what I'm teaching myself something as I'm teaching her, like, so it's like, this ain't even me. So in that moment, you really Adam, like, Adam, what is this? You really vibing with God, like, God is really speaking to you at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Because
it's been plenty of times where she gave me either a situation or gave me something that she was, I guess, facing.
Yeah.
And it's weird sometimes to me, man, that
pull your mic up a little closer. Gotta get all these gems.
You got me?
Yeah,
You
I got you. Yeah, you good now.
All right, I was saying it's weird sometimes that although we one and equally yoked, we have different characteristics. We deal with different things, especially when it comes to dealing with people or adversity. So when she come to me with certain issues, being that I don't deal with those issues, those are not my issues. I don't suffer those, situations or problems. I don't deal with those. So it's almost always a teaching point. So if I do get to give her advice, majority of the time I'm taking that advice into account, because being that I'm not dealing with that, I don't know if I ever have to face that or if I ever have to deal with that. So even though my issues or what I deal with, adversity, whatever, dealing with people, it may be different, but whatever God give me for anybody, man, especially my wife, I'm always take it into account, because I never know when I'm going to need it. I never know, what I'm saying, when God talking to me as I'm talking to her. He instructed me as I'm trying to instruct her. But the good thing about it is, being able to have a wife that, I love the fact that she's so strong-willed and loves to go do whatever she feels God is leading her to do.
The boss.
And that's cool.
Fearless.
That's good.
Yeah.
But it does come to points and times where we do get to talk. And even if the situation is blown over, we'll have a conversation and say something like, yeah, you was right. You know what I'm saying? Like what you said, I see it now, or yeah, I get what you're saying.
Boy, listen, Keandra hate saying that. Boy, listen, Keandra will do her dirty. Like most time I don't trip, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really be looking for it. But like one time I was like, you could say you was wrong that time. I don't even like. But let me tell you what she'll do though. You know what I'm saying? And I love Keandra. Like I'm the same way. Like the way that Keandra is, strong will. But it's
You said it, man.
I just, you know what I'm saying? Like you gotta like. That's why I say, like, Bristol, I would never mess around in my marriage, because, like, I was telling Ken, like, people don't know me. You know what I'm saying? There's very few people who know me. Like, they know, you know what I'm saying? They know the public me, they know the church, but if they really knew me, they couldn't deal with me. Like, you the only one could deal with me. I'm not about to sit here like I'm Moses, bro. I
ain't
be
for
tripping.
Everybody, man.
I be tripping.
Ain't for everybody. I think I heard Dr. Hart Ramsey say something, man. It was funny, but he was dead serious. He was like, man, y'all couldn't even deal with me. Like, from the time I wake up on a Sunday, I'm a man of God too. I have to preach. I have to do this. Man, y'all ain't trying to deal with me. Sometimes I need my quiet time. Sometimes, I may feel some kind of way. Y'all ain't about to deal with that, man. Y'all might turn around and walk off and leave me where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, that's the reason why God plans for you to be with the one He created for you, man, because they can carry that. And they're equipped for that.
And this is okay. Getting to the good part. Okay, this is why this is good. This is why this is a good episode, because this is basically how God break it down to me. Now, this is my walk. You know what I'm saying? But I want you to this is how God gave me basically. Okay, so I basically had to reintroduce myself to God. You know what I'm saying? Because I was in religion, so I'm not speaking from religion as if I ain't never like. This is me saying, bro, I really didn't realize I was really, like I was creating this mental idol, but it wasn't God. So it's like, okay, so God basically said, all right, so I came to the knowledge of God, not the head knowledge. I was in head knowledge, like my whole walk, and it went from head knowledge to personal as my wife.
It became tangible,
and that's when it really shook me, because when it became tangible, it was like that's when I realized I ain't never been here, and it was like God hit me with his thought. Well, Holy Spirit hit me with this thought, like, you would get more revelation when you read the Bible if you read it without the preconceived feeling that you kind of understand God.
Yeah.
Like, abandon all...
Yeah, take all preferences and all preconceived notions out.
Because, like, that... Could we, like, and it's like... So, I'm beginning to know God. I figure out the gospel. And it's like, okay, I'm in this freedom. And this freedom, literally, it feels... That's why it took so long for me to start sharing it. Because I'm like, I already know. It's going to rub... Not because it's bad, because it's really going to mess with somebody's religion. Most people be happy to hear
Which
it.
is good.
Most people be happy.
Good.
And it's like, when I talk, it's like, I'm always willing to hear, but something like, I know it's God. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still willing to hear it, because maybe God, like, let's say, I know I'm not perfect. So it's like, but I'm even only going to give my ear to certain people. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everybody just can't give me advice.
No,
but it's like,
you can't open your ear for everybody, because you don't know people's background, man. You don't know if they, and I get that God uses whoever he chooses to use, which is cool. But a lot of times the people who are anxious to give advice, man, it's not because God told them to. It's because they just feel they have the right to.
But basically, and now we getting to the good part, finally. You know what I'm saying? Episode about to be over in 10 minutes, but look, I was like, what is this feeling? Because it feels like almost heresy. And this is like, I'm in this freedom. I'm no condemnation. I know I got things that I struggle with. And I'm not excusing anything. I do have conviction, like, okay, this is what you need to fix. I'm not saying I don't have conviction, but what I mean is I don't have any condemnation. Like, it's a freedom. And it's like, okay, what is that, Lord? Because why should I feel this free? Like, why should I feel this free? And knowing I got these things to work on. And it's like, he said, that's what trust feels like. That feeling you're feeling?
Yeah.
That's what, and it sounds simple, but it's just like, okay, but this is what trust feels like. You know what I'm saying? Talk about the rest of God. And basically it was like, okay, this is what I hang my life on. Like, I can't speak for anybody. This is what I hang my life on. God, I see where I need to be. I believe I'm gonna get there. I do not know how. In me, I can't. But by faith, I believe that you got the ability to finish the work that you started. And that's what I hang my life on.
Gotcha.
And that's why I ain't got, like, that's why I can really be good. Really can take correction, but really not walk around in depressed for a week. Like, really, like, God is really in my journey. Like, I'm not sinning, like, you know what I'm saying? You know how we be sinning, you don't pray for a day or two. No, it's like, I'm not disconnecting from, like, he here always.
He always. So the crazy part about it is he see you when you do it. He hear you when you say it. He around you when you smoking it, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever your issue is, whatever the thing is, man, he's there at all times. And I think that's why he was saying in the gospel, man, that the just shall live by faith, that without it, it's impossible to please God. It's impossible for me as a man to not live by faith. Not just because of the things we face in the world, in life, man, it's being married, it's being educated, a man of faith, man, having a job, having a family, man, just because it's impossible to actually try to get past insecurities and all these issues we deal with and still see ourselves the way God sees us.
Yeah.
Without faith, it's impossible. If I don't believe that God sees me as his righteousness, if I don't believe that his love is continually and it's unconditional, if I don't believe that, I may not see it, especially when my feelings or my emotions or my own guilt is weighing me down or beating on me. I may not feel it, I may not see it, but I know it. And I know it by faith. I trust, like you said, man, that trust is a major word, because reading the Old Testament, that's all you knew people had, is they trust God. They didn't have the faith yet. They just trust.
It's like they literally placed their life like
in his hand. Like I just trust that I know he gonna come through.
I don't know how you gonna do this. And it's like by faith. And then we hear the whole famous Hebrews, like the whole thing, by faith, by faith. It's impossible to please. And then at the end of the Bible, like we were talking about, Jesus say, "Will I find faith?" So it's like, what is this faith? I think we need to really know. You know what I'm saying? But it's like nobody got all the answers. That's why we having this count, and that's just how God was. And I just wanted to chop it up with people like you, and just like, because the biggest thing is like the uniqueness of it all. It's like. Mm-hmm. What I was going, even though there's nothing new under the sun. Yeah. I had never, cause it seemed like, bro, like I gotta be fooling myself, bro. Like I know, I'm searching up sermons about deception, bro. This shit, like I want to believe this, but it's like, and it's no way giving excuses, because the first step is understanding the love of the Father. You know what I'm saying? The discipline of the Father is a whole different story. Because truthfully, don't nobody love like God, but when you in that growing stage and he chopping, yeah, bro, God a gangster. Like, bro, you praying, like, bro, you got cold-blooded. But it's like, this whole thing is just talking about the genius of God. Like, just looking back where I'm at now, and it's like seeing how he weaves everything in life for the good. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just like we missing that trust, we missing that peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost better to not believe in Christ and just be out here wilding. You know what I'm saying? At least you happy.
And still say you believe, but you living with the doubt.
And you living miserable.
Dang, man, I'm messing up, though. I'm disappointing him, man. I know he frustrated with me, man. I know I'm cutting up. What's the purpose in doing all that? If you say you're going to believe. That's one thing I'm glad I was able to keep, man, from before knowing God and developing a relationship with God. Is I was able to keep my ability to commit to being me. You know what I'm saying? And before the faith, before the salvation, before real relationship with God, I committed to always being me. I was everybody, you know, everybody knew me as just cool, laid back, man. I was that cat. I enjoyed life. I did me.
Smooth Frank.
I was just that dude.
With the Kango on.
But once I received Christ, I made up my mind at that point. Yeah. That I'm not finna halfway go into this thing, because I saw a lot of, and that's just my opinion, I saw a lot of ineffective walks that were not impactful or even influential, not even influential enough to make me thirst for God. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I saw a lot of lukewarms, and that job, listen, it bothered me, because I was like, I don't understand the purpose. Like you said, what's the purpose of you going after God if you're going to halfway go after God, still do what you want to do, and
not care about it?
Yeah, not no care in the world, but then still claim he is who he is in your life. I wanted to know what that other side was like. I get the salvation part, but what does it look like? What does a life look like that shows him being Lord over your life? And the beauty in it is that him being the Savior and Lord, it comes with the downs, the ups. It comes with the trips. It comes with the falls, the get back ups. It comes with all of that. But at the same time, it shows me what it looks like to submit and to yield and to accept forgiveness, accept grace, accept mercy. Because that's the whole walk with God, man. Grace, he gives grace and mercy on a daily basis because it's needed.
That sounds like love, though.
You know what I'm saying? But that's why I say it's the beauty in it. It's the beauty in it is that, man, I know he saved me. I belong to him. My goal, you know, when the end point come, you know, I want to be with him in heaven. That's the end point. That's salvation. But the Lord part is I want to be able to live a life that looks so good, as the scripture said, it makes somebody thirst
And it's like
for him.
And freedom is contagious.
Yeah.
Like when you in that kind of love, like it's like, bro, think about it. Like you and Shantae married. How long you and Shantae been married?
12 going
12
on 13 years.
Now, look, okay, that's a dope people too. You know what I'm saying? But it's just like, imagine you being married to Shantae for 13 years and every day you worrying about her leaving you. You worrying about messing up, and like there's no peace and like and there's no peace. You know what I'm saying? It's all
true.
It's all performance.
It's
You know what I'm
true.
saying? Let's just look
It's
at
true.
it from a human. Like, would you stay married for 13? Like, what?
No, because
First of all, you're gonna die at third year.
man, the first year, man,
Heart
with a
attack.
mind like that,
Heart attack. Shantae throw some grits on you.
not the grits.
Somebody go
But I
crazy.
tell you this, I make you laugh, man, because what's funny about what you're saying is she actually said something similar to this in conversation last night. And it was about a feeling similar to that, being around somebody who's holding you subject to them saying that I don't really want you here. I can release you at any given time.
Yeah.
Well, what's the purpose of me being around you if you're just ready to release me whenever you get ready to?
What kind of relationship
I'm
is
going to
that?
be tormented at all times because in my mind, I'm looking for the moment that you just going to release me and dismiss me and get rid of me, divorce me. I'm looking for that. I'm going to be miserable. My mind is never going to be, I'd never even be able to enjoy moments of peace or moments of joy because in the back of my head, I'm like, but this ain't going to last long. How do I know after I finish smiling and laughing at all this, you're not going to come bust some papers in my face or something and be like,
you gonna die from a heart attack.
you know what I'm saying? I'm be stressed out at all times, man.
Miserable. And it's just like, that's basically like, it ain't deep. That's just how God was giving it to me. And it's just like,
Yeah.
let's just look at it from a human perspective. Like, we talking about religion. Like, all these terms are just terms he used to communicate his truth. So marriage. And I'm like, like marriage is like, bro, I think marriage is like marriage showed me so much about like God. Like, and it's just like,
Man.
marriage will, whatever demons you got, they coming out in marriage. Like, bro. You about to find like you about to find out exactly who both of y'all like. I'm talking
Yeah,
about exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like husband and wife walk in rooms, bro. Bro, they got bombs that they holding, bro.
Man, they
know
holding
the
weight.
they know the bare
They
truth.
holding weight.
And it's like you got to know a naked person and love them.
Yeah,
You know
still
what I'm
love
saying?
them.
Still
Still
like,
love
and it's like it give a different perspective on love. It's a deeper
Yeah.
kind of love. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's just like okay, so and that's just marriage, and then you go to like harmony. Like when I wrote peculiar.
Yeah.
And it was like that whole thing was basically like me trying to paint a picture of the Father's love, like peculiar. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like this how we view God. This how we like, you know what I'm saying? Because like that's my daughter. You know what I'm saying? And I'm a human. I can't love her perfectly. Like I'm gonna mess up somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's nothing in that world that child can do. You know what I'm saying?
That can stop that.
That could stop that. Like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna be there until the day I kick up. And this is a father, like it does something. Like I was telling Keandra, like she trusts me. You know what I'm saying? If anything goes wrong, she run to daddy.
Yeah.
That does something to my heart.
Wow.
So imagine you
Wow.
saying, imagine you treating God like Harmony treats me. Like whenever you in trouble, like all your faith is in me. Like if you lose, it's because I let you down. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you're not even doing all the like 5 steps to get a blessing.
Yeah.
Only thing you doing is totally trusting God, and it's like that alone. Okay, skip all the steps. That puts pressure on my character.
Yeah.
On who I am. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's what it is to be with God. Like it's discipline, but it's a real relationship. And I think you know what I'm saying. That's why I don't like religion because it rob you of that.
Yeah.
And you walk around here like we say we child of the king, and I'm like, I really got tired of that. I'm like, we really saying we the children of the Creator, and we really struggling, me included.
Yeah.
Like, bro, what? That's all cap. I'm like, either this real or let's stop playing Christian today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like let's stop playing Christian. Like you're not about to tell me that I'm Donald Trump's son and I'm over here on Section 8.
Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
But we gonna sing songs. We gonna sing
That's good.
songs talk about I am a friend of God.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
God, homie.
You got homie.
The streets with gold.
All right.
Streets with gold. Like I said, me included. Like I'm not pointing fingers. This is all what I learned in my journey.
Yeah.
But it's like this is basically what I came to the point. I'm like, is all this real or not?
Yeah.
Is Jesus alive or not? So it's like, then I got this this one thought. It was like, we make idols out of certainty. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's good.
we make idols out of certainty.
That's
it's
good.
Like,
That's
God
good.
can only, I mean, we know it according to your faith. According to your faith, like, we know it's different, like, big faith, large faith, David faith. Like, but it's like basically in all our life, when it's all said and done with, like, God gonna be to you whatever you can believe him to be, because you can't think, like, whatever you think God can do, he can do 10 times more.
Exactly.
So it's like,
exceedingly and abundantly.
so when you die and coming for that seat, even though you going to heaven, because salvation is through faith, but you still gotta
by grace through faith.
You still gotta go before God. Like, okay, yeah, you getting in. You
gonna be out there.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like,
When out there singing, that's all you gonna be doing. Is singing
you gonna-
melodies from heaven.
yeah, you gonna be in a little heaven. You gonna be in a little heaven jumpsuit with the trash. You know what I'm saying? But you still gonna be in turn. But it's like,
Yeah.
that's how we live. It's like, okay, we make idols out of certainty. Like, it gotta make sense. So it's like, and it's like, and then, okay, it gotta make sense, and God clearly saying it ain't gonna make sense.
Exactly.
This the same guy who say, we need to pay taxes.
Exactly.
Go fishing. Jesus. We read these things, but we just, you know what I'm saying? We just,
Yeah.
he on me, like, we gotta be, now look, it's good to be wise. You know what I'm saying? But you can make that, like,
That can become your
you know
idol
what I'm
as
saying?
well.
Like, you put, like, okay, that's all God can be to you, is with, you know what I'm saying?
Just like Solomon, man. You know, he put all his trust in his wisdom and not God's, man. It came from God, so she was good. Just like either a musician or somebody who's gifted or talented, putting all their faith and all their trust in that gift or that talent. I've seen a lot of people suffer in character because of stuff like that. And it's amazing to not remember who gave you the gift and not who gave you the talent. You know, he gave that to you. So don't think that because you have that, you now exempt from serving him with the gift. You know, the gift was for you to actually please him. It was for him to be seen in you. You can't take the gift and then say, okay, just because I'm gifted or talented, I'm no longer, I guess, in threat of any attempt or attack from the enemy. I'm no longer acceptable to temptation. I'm not beneath. I don't do the baby milk. I don't do this and that. No, you just like everybody else. You still have to submit. You still have to yield. You still have to pray. You still have to study. You still have to go after God just as everybody else does. Because who's to say that gift or that talent that you have is going to be there tomorrow?
You take that thing away, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Boy.
If once the gift gone, you no longer even have God no more because you based everything on the gift or the talent.
Hey, that was
man.
me. I dealt with that.
Yeah,
I couldn't
yeah.
write a lyric. I couldn't write. Well, I write Mary Had a Little Lamb. At least I can make something rhyme.
Not Mary Had a Little Lamb, man.
But I mean, that's basically like, cause I'm gonna be real. Like, I really didn't want to come out with it, but that was just the fear of man. But
Yeah,
when I really started thinking about it, I'm like, the world needs my perspective just like it needs every other perspective. Like,
Exactly.
Like it's just this thing. Like, we got this whole thing misunderstood. Like, this whole religion it's demonic.
Yeah.
Like we really saying this thing is so good, but we're so miserable in it. Like I said, and people think, like, see, this is where the religious spirit come in, because like people hear me talk like this, they already itchy because they think I'm saying, oh, he's saying you can live how you want to live. Nah, you can't.
No.
You can't live how you want to live, but you really live in like the understanding, like, this, none of this about us.
yeah. It ain't about you at all.
The whole gospel, the whole picture,
Yeah.
ain't none of this about, like, even marriage. Like, we talk about marriage. Marriage, it tells a picture of the gospel. Raising kids, it tells the picture of the gospel.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all
Like,
in the storyline.
Everything. So it's like, I just really, I really live with that trust. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's like, everybody Martha. Ain't there washing dishes? You know what I'm saying?
Busy.
Hey, and she ain't what, like, I heard somebody say, like she ain't just in there washing dishes quiet. She in there slamming the plate down. Make sure Jesus here.
You see what I'm doing? I'm serving over here.
Like, look, that's religion, because she in that tired, beating down, trying to prove a point, trying to be seen.
Yeah, yeah.
And while she doing all that, sweating in the kitchen, All she hear Mary over there laughing. Yeah, you so
Laughing,
crazy, Jesus.
soaking up every bit
You crazy, Jesus.
of his wisdom, his knowledge, his understanding, soaking up every bit she could, and letting it be known that this is really where he prefers me to be at. He prefers me to be at his feet, not out there being seen by the world, man. That's why I kind of despise videos of people helping people, you know, out in the streets and stuff like that. I despise people even coming to tell me that, oh yeah, man, I was out there helping so-and-so, or I was out there doing this for this person. I was out there praying for this person. I was out there like, you ain't had to tell me that, man. That's not even my business.
He's out here working.
That's what you're supposed to be doing. That's what he gave you the ability to do that. Like, just go do it. You don't have to tell everybody you're doing that, because you're making it not about him. You're making it about you. You know what I'm saying? The moment he saw it, it was already established on his heart.
Yeah.
You going to tell everybody else, it's no longer about him.
Yeah.
It's all about you. And I told myself that the other day, man. I was sitting at church, and I was looking around, and the thought dropped in my spirit. I was like, man, ain't none of us here for us.
Nobody.
Ain't none of us in here for us, man. Everybody, when you put your clothes on that morning, and you probably got sharp.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Folks got decked out, man. They got clean. They got their cologne, perfume.
Fresh to death. You know what I'm saying?
Fresh hair, curl, all this stuff. They got
the shoe shine.
Real ready. Came to the building, and it had nothing. They wasn't even there for them. They didn't even have a real place to sit. You just here for him. This ain't got nothing to do with you. You here to hear from him. You here to be in his presence. You here to be amongst the assembly. You here to actually get better. It ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't care how you look. So that's why it bothers me, man, when I see people, you know, which is that's another one of them. It grieves me. Not everybody ready for, not everybody wanting to have. When I see certain, you know, believers, and I promise you, I love the church. I'm a part of the church. I am the church. But that doesn't mean I don't recognize, just like I would in my own family or my own household, when relationship switches to religion, and I see, you know, people walking around with a certain stature or a certain attitude or, you know, a certain image of themselves that transcends how he sees us. Yeah. You know, he doesn't see you bigger than him. He don't see you not his equal. You're not God. Yeah. You don't get to walk above anybody. You don't get to be above anybody. You don't get to hold yourself, because the same God that reigns and gives me mercy and grace is the same God that we all need, that reigns and gives us grace and gives us mercy.
Ain't no favor.
You know what I'm saying? You're not his favorite. You know what I'm saying?
It is no favor. I mean, we all know that he trusts others more, but that's because of what they pay. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That ain't like it's because what they was. But it's just like, yeah, we all sons. You know we all are. But it's like that's and it's like I keep saying religion. I swear, like, well, man,
that's a hard word though, man. That's a really hard word.
That's what God got me, because really God was like telling me, like, family, all this I'm down giving you. I mean, you ain't gotta give it, but you responsible for it. Yeah.
You know definitely here responsible for it.
And I'm like, and then you know what I'm saying? I ain't saying God did it, but I kind of slid the revelations. And then you look on the first. The first characteristic, like, these are people that's gonna be in hell. The cowardly. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, scared to act on what you see inside that nobody don't understand. Or like your personal obedience.
Lack moral courage.
Exactly.
Lack of moral courage, man.
And like, yeah, so and it's like, okay. But it's a beautiful thing, and that's really why I want people to understand, because that's what irritates me. Mm-hmm. It's like the representation of God. It's like, but like, I don't want to be like, if I didn't know God, I wouldn't want to be a group for what? Yeah, yeah. Like every day a checklist. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like I had written it down. A thought had dropped in my head, and it was like, they done. You know the Bible scripture be like, they worship me with their mouth, but their
hearts are far away from me.
Far from me. And it was like they have minimized the relationship with the church and God. Not everyone, of course, but it's like they minimize relationship with God down to formula. Like this plus this equals blessings. Yeah. So basically,
it's a routine now.
So you're really not in relationship. You're really trying to finesse God out of a blessing.
To see if, because I do this,
I know what to do to get a blessing. I mean, it is principles. Don't get like, I'm not saying it's not principles, but that's like, this is your daddy, and I got a daughter. You know what I'm saying? That don't get me wrong, like it is principles, but it's like the biggest principle is God is your father. You know what I'm saying? Like he chose out of all the word God could have chosen, like he's just all knowing. He trying to break it down to us toddlers the best way that he can. So he choose to use the word father.
Yeah. With the word father, and understanding like the relationship between a child and a parent is, most children as they grow up and develop a conscience of their parent, because as you're young, you just know that's the person in your life growing up. When you get to a certain age, this is my father, this is my mother. These are the people who are my protectors, my providers. They are here for me. That's a voice of reason, a voice of influence and courage. This is where I can go to.
Yeah.
So as you get older, as a child, your perspective of them is that, I know what they want from me. They want me to continue to honor them as who they are. They want me to continue to trust them. Whenever something happened, be open enough to come speak to them about it. Trust and believe that they're not going to destroy me.
Yeah.
But they're going to help me through the situation, give me advice or whatever. A parent, that's a parent's heart for their child. That child always sees them as who they are in their life, man. And to me, as a believer, that's what God wants from us. God doesn't want us to grow in this walk of faith or grow in, our ability to trust and then get to a point to where it's like, I'm too ashamed to come to him with this. Man, I can't say that to him, man. I done disappoint him. I done upset him, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the case, man. He is just like the mother and father that's like, man, that's my child, man. And they hard-headed, they this, they that, but I love them, man. I'm going to do my best to give them advice, be there when I can comfort them. But that's predicated on their understanding of who I am to them. If you lose sight of me as a protector, a provider, a parent, if you lose sight of me as that, then I'm not responsible for you going off kilter. I'm over here for you when you come back.
You got all this.
But I'm not responsible for you going off kilter.
Yeah.
And for some people, they get so upset in life, man, especially when they're out there living and doing what they want to do, and then life doesn't go the way they want it to go. Sometimes they get mad at God, man. I don't understand this, man. Where were you? What happened? Why is it not going the way I think it should go? What's going on? But they never question the fact that somewhere along the line, I myself stopped seeing him as who he is. I myself stopped seeing him as a place to go to when nobody else wanted me. Nobody else cared for me. Nobody else, was considerate for how I felt. But I know I can go to him and I know he's going to respond. He's going to comfort me. He's going to love me. He's not going to shame me. He's going to clean me up, wipe the little dirt off a little bit, scrape me up a little bit, and then tell me to go head back out there and try it again. This thing called life.
And then like he never going to break you down. Like he gonna discipline you, because even as my kid, like I never just leave my kid with just discipline. I'm gonna discipline them, and I'm gonna let them feel it. Then once they feel it, I'm gonna come back. You know what I'm saying?
Double back,
and I'm gonna make sure we good.
Yeah.
And I'm just human, but it's just like just like that song "Reckless Love."
Reckless Love.
Like God, like bro, listen, I'm giving y'all so many blue. Like listen, bro, listen. The parable of the 99. We say it all the time, but like I said, I'm in depressed mode. You know what I'm saying? And you just. Like on some common sense job, think about it. You a business owner. That's your business. You mean to tell me you gonna leave $99 million for a meal? That's irresponsible.
Good. That's good.
That's reckless.
It's reckless.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's good.
That's like, bro, forget, you know what I'm saying? Forget, I got, you know what I'm saying? That's, like, the church is supposed to love like God. A husband is supposed to love his church, wife like Christ loved the church. But we don't. Like, if the church love like God, then that's what that kind of love looks like. You know what I'm saying?
I think look reckless. Yeah.
That's what I mean. There is always a place for wisdom, but I didn't say this, but I heard somebody say, sometimes the worst enemy to God is a good thing. Sensible, use wisdom.
Yeah.
And you need wisdom, but sometimes, like you say, sometimes like wisdom is what God says, and sometimes we call it wisdom what we perceive. Like this can't be it. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you don't block God out. When all wisdom is whatever God's telling you.
Yeah.
If God tell you go fishing, I'm about to pay you. That's wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But somebody,
use wisdom.
Yeah, but
use your hands.
Somebody else might say, man, you tripping, bro. You gotta do it like this. You gotta go to the market. But God's saying, go fish. I'm gonna give you the tax. Boom, take the fish out the coin. So it's like this how we move, and it's like this how we moving with God. So I'm like, I just want to talk to other believers, cause like I was like a miserable believer. Like I know God good, but I don't feel good in it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I always feel bad. I always, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You had like a good week, then you had one bad day, feel like you gotta just restart over.
Man.
And your whole life is just a bunch of restarts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, I would never put my daughter through that.
Yeah.
Listen, I be disciplining my daughter. I be wanting to cry sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
You be done let it go after the first 5 minutes. You be like, oh man, I can't even remember what you did, man. But you know I love you, man. And that's crazy because in most of this faith, man, this faith walk, people try to steer people to God by using almost that fear factor. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't go ahead and get it right with God, man, you don't know what's gonna happen. You better get your life together. You better do this. You better do that.
And we right here telling the world you're gonna be with that dictator for all eternity.
Yeah, and that's a hard thing, man, because man, that's not the way he loves us, man. I love when he says in the Bible that he's married to the backslider.
And it's like just even like even that. Just stop there. Okay, now this is an ordained minister right here. For any verification now. This is an ordained minister. Just for clarification. That is in the Bible, right?
Amen.
Okay, now, of course we know context. It's always an argument. That's what I'm saying, use wisdom, but let's just be blunt. That's in the Bible. Did not God say it?
Yes, sir.
So but then we see this, like we don't want to lose control. Just like you say, the Bible verse is like, he who began a good work in me will
complete it.
Faithful to finish it. Okay. Instead of accepting what God said, we say, and but if we mess up, you know what I'm saying? Like we ain't gonna get there.
Or it actually something happened that hindered me from completing it or hindered me from fully achieving whatever I saw. And I'm like, okay, and in some people's mind, I tell you this, man, in 2018, well, in 15, I started my trucking company. In 18, I put my truck to the side because I ran into some issues, some things I had to get fixed.
Yeah.
And man, that was probably as a man, a low point for me in life because of what I thought I had control of. It showed me that I didn't really have full control of it.
My thing break your heart, boy.
Man, that thing had it. Man, it hurt. It hurt.
Everything I knew was a lie.
Everything I knew and thought, man, it just came to not be exactly what I thought it was. So I was in such a low place, man. I sat in the house for a month on the floor in the back room, like waiting for things to pop up in life. And at that time, I was doing everything I could to continue to floor things in my house and maintain stuff. But at the end of that, sitting down for all that time, it didn't work out what I was waiting to come through.
Yeah.
So I got to a point where I was like, man, I felt God, man. Like this thing that he told me to start with, man, like I started it and now it's over. Just like that. And I can't get it right now. Like it's not working. Like what's going on? And sitting back there, man, on the floor praying, and the Holy Spirit was like, keep moving.
Yeah, what you stopping for?
And, you know, it was quick, it was brief, it was simple. Keep moving. Yeah. I'm looking at the business like, but nah, the business ain't running. It ain't doing what it's supposed to do. He said, keep moving. Man,
that's a hard thing to do though.
Man, that's hard to do when all you can see is what you've done.
I think it's hard, boy.
And I wasn't even thinking about the future. I wasn't thinking about what's to come. I was only looking at what I've done. Because I had unwrapped so much in that good thing that God gave me, I felt like I was at a peak in life. Like this is something amazing. This is a big thing in life, man. I'm a business owner. I achieved something, man, that I think it makes my family proud, man. It really was resting on my heart, man. It was a blessing. Now that it's not doing what I thought it was going to do, I felt like, dang, I really felt God. Like I didn't do what he gave me.
Yeah.
What I was supposed to do, because if I did, it wouldn't be ending like this. It wouldn't, it wouldn't stop like this. But when I heard the Holy Spirit say that, man, all he said, and it was simple, keep moving. Man, my perspective changed. I stopped looking at it like,
just keep on going.
Dang, you failed. And I looked at it like, this is just a speed bump. Like this is just a part of what God envisioned. You didn't know that the good thing he started.
Wow.
He gonna finish this out. You at least went out there and started. That was the major part. He just needed you to start. You don't worry about the actual journey to completion. You just know because you started it, and you started it because he told you to, he's gonna finish this thing out, man. So after suffering that hurt, man, just as a man, I got back up and I started moving. And the way God orchestrated this thing, from then to now, I've witnessed my life in as far as business wise and everything going on financially in just life multiply.
Yeah.
From then when I felt like I felt with the business to now, while the business is sitting to the side. Things multiplied in life. Life went to a whole nother level.
So it turned out for a better.
It turned out better.
Then.
It's almost like I was in God's way. It's like
we do
financially, the way things open up. I thought I was doing what I felt he was going to do through the business.
Yeah,
I felt like I was doing it. Once it shut down, he was like, "Man, get out of the way. I was trying to do something for you for the longest. I just needed you to move out the way. Thought you was doing Get your behind out the way, man.
Really, I got bigger plans.
I got bigger plans, man. Bigger plans, big intentions. Yeah. And I witnessed, man, God like just multiply my cupboards, man. Multiply my household. Man, make room to invest in the other business me and my wife have, man, in the salon. I mean, it's been nonstop. And even at this point, opening other avenues for the business that I begin to continue to be completed, man. So, man,
but that's honest though, cause you don't hear that every day. It's like that's a perfect picture of what it really is to be in a relationship with God now. Yeah. Like I'm talking, but somebody said if you aggravated with God, you in a good place. You know what I'm saying? Because like it's in God's nature to hide himself. He literally says it's the glory of God to conceal a thing. It's the glory of kings to search it out. He literally said that. So it's like confusion, aggravation. Don't nobody listen. We all have been like, bro, really? And it's like, but it's the genius. It's like I'm not sitting here saying like, okay, no, it get crazy.
Yeah.
But it's just like you gotta have the foundation. As long as you got the foundation that God's my father loves me. Let's just keep it real. And it's just like with all that, it's just like having the confidence to accept and people need to start being who they really are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like imagine if Moses would have said, "I'm cool, fam. I just want to be a shepherd." Imagine if Moses would have said, "I just want to be a shepherd." Who's gonna free the nation?
Yeah, man, the nation still be locked up right now, man.
What if, you know what I'm saying? Like what if and it's just like we don't like okay, everybody not meant to save a nation. Everybody not a Mandela. But it's just like whatever you are, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you are, like stop embrace it.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what I'm saying?
Take it.
Because it's disrespectful. Like we really playing this God game. Like, okay, hey, you got saved, boom, boom, boom. You go through the process, start to find some identity. Okay, boom. Okay, this God that you know gives you this. He tells you to. He start dealing with you. Like, okay, I need you to do this. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you're not doing it. Like you really, you know what I'm saying? Like you justifying it with wisdom or whatever the case, or fear. And just like we really playing this church game. It's just like, are we the church? Are we? I'm like, fam, is God real? Okay, well, and no, I don't test God, but what I say, okay, God, you said that? Okay, well, I'm gonna stand on that.
Yeah,
okay?
Hands down.
Like I'm gonna stand on that. Okay, like I think people really scared to like really put God to the test.
That's good.
But like, okay,
that risk factor takes faith, though.
Yeah, it do.
You know what I'm saying?
Horrifying.
And if you ain't got nothing, you not gonna take that risk. You know, there's a lot of people right now, like you was saying earlier, man. You was saying, you know, your character, your demeanor, man. You definitely gonna jump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's just who you are. But
that too many times.
But that's a proof to your faith. That's something that you developed, something you grew in, something you matured in, man. To know by faith, man, I'm gonna take this risk. But think about all the people right now that's waiting for a certain sign or a certain voice or a certain word or a certain, instant to say, okay, this is the opportune time
Yeah.
to take a risk. You know what I'm saying? Struggling without faith, but with faith. You know what I'm saying? I believe God, but I just don't believe that if I do jump, that parachute gonna come out and he gonna catch me.
We in the Matrix, bro. We are in. Like,
Yeah.
Bro, all jokes aside, bro. The Matrix gotta be the most prophetic movie in it. Listen, because, bro, like,
Plugged in.
Like, let's just because even saying this gonna make people feel funny. But let's, like I was saying earlier, like we really treat this religion thing like a comic book thing. Like, we really don't like. Come on now, all jokes aside. Like once again, God. Okay, first of all, is he real? Okay, we established it. The creator of all things. Now it's kind of hard to fathom.
Yeah.
But it's the creator of all things is Daddy. That's Abba, adopted, paid for. Okay, so is that our reality? Okay, so if I know him, everything, I literally know everything.
Yeah, if I know him.
And look at what we struggling at. We like what was that T.I. song. In all truth, in reality, we really like gods among men, living like peasants. The truth of like you like not even that's not even me trying to be poetic. Like that's really our truth. Like if everything we believe in is true, which it is, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm talking to believing everybody. Like do you like let's put it to the test. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to play the game. Like I really could be out here while I'm here. I at least live.
Yeah, living the best life.
But you're like, nah, like that. If that's what it really is, then those who do know that God
should be strong and do great exploits. One thing I learned, man, about that, understanding that God is real, and was when my mind shifted and taught me how to invest in myself. I grew up, and I think it probably was just a culture thing, man. I grew up where it was easier to get what works for you as far as what's best for you.
Ooh, that's
and
true.
What I mean by that,
true.
as far as just culture, growing up, man, in my culture, you know what I'm saying? It was always easy, like, put it like this. You got Dollar General, you got Walmart, you got Target, you got all these stores. Almost all of them have the same product. All of them have some of the same stuff. It's just made by different people. Yeah. Some of it made by these name brands. Some of it named by, it's made by different people, different brands. But some of it's the same stuff. So I grew up in a culture to where it was always cool to get what works versus what's best for you.
That's true.
So
Whole Foods be so expensive.
Whole Foods be expensive.
Boy, go get a dollar bread, boy.
That stuff is best for you. But it's like with faith. What I learned with faith is stop settling for what works for me, and true. By faith go after what's best for me.
And that's
you know what I'm saying. It stopped me from settling for stuff that most people would go for, even especially people that's not in the faith. You know what I'm saying? People outside the faith living their best life, and here I am trying to be humble and meek. Like, nah, this here work for me. You know what I'm saying? This here is good enough.
Really living like, bruh.
Living way beneath.
I really think the most. I mean, I know God love and He always at peace, but I think God is the most aggravated.
Yeah.
Like we think we aggravated.
Yeah.
Bro, imagine looking down. Imagine looking down, seeing Hercules working at Kroger's.
Come on, man.
Damn.
Come on, man.
Like you making me look bad, bro. like, and this is the truth. Like, man, I was telling Kim, I'm like, bro, I don't want to play religion. Cause I'm like, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? We all gonna see God for real, for real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, can't nobody imagine it, but if you just even pause and think about it for a second, it's kind of scary. It kind of shake you up a little bit. I mean, it ain't scary because I want to see Him, but at the same time, this is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is the Alpha Omega, the Most High. Mm-hmm. This is what we talk about. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? This is when we have He here. Yeah. I'm like, let's not like God really got us here for a reason. We really supposed to. We really got a kingdom to advance, and God like, bruh. Look, you know how to say Jesus. You know how to say Jesus. What is it? Intercede.
Yeah.
Intercede, boy. Listen. This is why you thank God for Christ, boy. Boy, Boy, listen. When we get to heaven, we probably gonna find out how many times everything about to be destroyed.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm starting over.
I'm
Where the
tired
Holy
of
Spirit
this.
at?
I'm tired of this.
Hey, you got Jesus. Hey, Jesus right in the. Hey, listen, boy, cause you like, bro, it's like, come on, son. Like, bro, I done. You good? Come back to the original design. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's rule this forever. You know what I'm saying? Stop being me. Talking about my name ain't got to be known on earth. I whether my name be known in heaven, but God don't need your name known in heaven. He in heaven.
No, he already up there. He got that sold up. That's sold up. That ain't nothing but God.
He like, this a family business.
While you here, your whole objective, man, is for His glory to be seen in you and through you. And just because you go to church don't mean that the world sees His glory in you and through you. It's bigger than just showing up and signing the attendance sheet, man. It's your everyday walk. It's when you wake up in the morning knowing you're going to that job that's not at the moment giving you what you really need. It's not providing like you want. The time schedule might be jacked up. It's all crazy. But yet, by faith, you know, in the middle of all this, God is going to do something major. And by faith, I'm going to get up anyway. I'm going to be on time. I'm going to show up. I'm going to do my job, knowing that God already got opportunity for me to show Him somewhere through this day, even if it's on that job at McDonald's and I'm the janitor and I'm the dude you see when you come through drive-through bringing the trash out. If I'm on that job and I wake up by faith knowing that God's still going to do something in this day because He want to be glorified, man, I'm going to go to that job all smiles because I don't know who I'm going to meet when I'm taking the trash out. I don't know if I'm going to meet somebody that's got my next opportunity to be a millionaire. Somebody that might see
reality,
me. That's my reality by faith.
That's a good reality.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good reality.
By faith, yeah. Yeah.
Listen, but that's a whole blessing. Like, for real, because like, bro, like you got hope.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay,
and that's dangerous.
The God that you know is like, you could like, honestly, like when we all get down, like I said, I was suffering from depression. Like I ain't hide it, but at the end of the day, truthfully, even going through depression, like at the end of the day, I know I win. Like I never doubt that I'm not gonna come out this thing on top. What I do fear, my worst fear is that I don't achieve. You know what I'm saying? Like okay, and it's like, oh boy, it's examples of people like wasting lives, like the dude at the pool for 38, and it's like,
yeah,
I was hearing somebody preach about that job, bro, and I was tripping because I ain't really, bro. Listen, Jesus, but listen, but Jesus was straight disrespectful, bro. You sick? Okay, put it away. One of your people, they are back there in the hospital bed for 38 years. Everybody know they got a disease. They were born with it. They can't help it. And Jesus got the nerve to come up to you, hey fam, I mean, do you want to get here?
You mean tell me I've been here 38 years? You ask me if I want to?
That's the basic. Like, do you want to get here? Like, dude, you can't see that my legs.
Yeah,
yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like stating like, and it's like, do you even want to? And it's just like, you don't. Okay, you say, yeah, pick up your bed and walk. Okay then. Go pick up, just like you said earlier when you was like about your whole trucking thing when it first hit, and you was like, the only thing Holy Spirit said, keep on going.
Keep on going. He didn't come in and swoop in and pick me up and say, well, I'm gonna put you in a good position,
yeah,
or I'm gonna put you in a good predicament that's gonna work in your favor.
Keep on going.
Nah, keep going.
Yeah.
So He gave me opportunity to pick myself up.
Exactly.
He gave me opportunity to pick myself up.
Get what he did. Take the training wheels off.
Yeah.
Yes, we God's children, but we supposed like y'all the kings. Like yes, I am the king, but you know what I'm saying? Y'all are kings, rule.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be to the how the whole thing really supposed to be is like Adam, like Adam was so in tune, like God didn't even have to be there, and the zebra still would have been a zebra. And that's exactly what you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So like taking the training wheels off, it's like I think God like David. It's like God like that make a daddy feel good. Like, bro, he just run out there in the giant, you know what I'm saying? I don't even like, it ain't written. I don't know what happened, but it ain't written that David said any kind of prayer. It ain't written that they say David consulted with the Lord before, off the strength of his relationship, like I already know God, and I know he don't like you.
Yeah. Yeah,
because you did.
David went out there testifying, man. That's the beauty in testifying, man. We overcome by the blood of the Lamb, and, the word of our testimony. He was testifying, man, and it was all from relationship. It wasn't from because I went to church and I heard the word Sunday, man. It was good. Nah, it was that he was out there in life taking risks. He was out there by faith, actually moving and completing obstacles that people just say is too big. You ain't gonna be able to do that. You can't handle that. You're not gonna overcome that. You're not gonna be able to deal with that, man. He was defying the odds, man. He was defying gravity out there, man, by fighting bears and lions and tigers. Like if he definitely keep me through all of this, it ain't no way in the world you gonna be able to stop me, man. And by faith, man, that's the one thing I love about God and just a relationship with God. I look at everything different now, man. I'm not so quick to get out the hot seat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so quick to get out the melting pot, man. I'm not so quick to move out the way of adversity, because if he's seen me through this stuff before, why in the world would I be intimidated or, aggravated enough to be like, nah, I quit. I ain't doing this. Nah, I ain't going through that. Nah, I'm not. Nah. Man, I said it to you before, man. I said it again. I'm not fighting no more. Going around nothing no more. I'm not finna fight with aggravation or frustration. I'm not about to do all that, man. I'm gonna tell this thing to move, man. I'm not fighting mountains no more. I'm not going around mountains no more. I'm moving them, man. Fire. This mountain gotta move. I'm straight on all that, man.
That's a t-shirt, man. Look, I give you 10%. I'm about to, man. Like, I ain't about to, like, we can go all day, but like, I'm about to really wind it down. But I really just wanted to just like, let's just have a reintroduction to God the Father. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, like, cause I mean, me as a daddy, like, bruh, Satan and God the Father, like half stuff we blame on Satan. Satan over there, like, fam,
I ain't even did nothing, man. Like, yeah, that's all on you.
You know what I'm saying?
That's all on you.
It's like we don't even like, and like we look at Father like, I mean, of course, you always go to daddy for money. Like, can I have something? But that's all God has become for the church is, can I have some money? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind I don't mind. Yeah, here's something. But like, if you don't never come spend no time and never. Like me and my kid got a relationship. So if only time you come to me is for a game or something like that, eventually I'm starting to get a little irritated when you come out for the game. I'm starting to kind
of feel some way. That's all you want? Yeah. That's true though. Bruh, it's facts. It's facts.
Okay.
It's facts.
All right. What? Game. Game?
Yeah, we see if you get another one of them games.
We be all right. Hey, look.
We see if you get another one.
I'm give you the bare minimum, buddy.
But that's the religiosity of what's now, and not every, I guess not in every church, not in every place.
But religion, not even like people hear religion and they automatically think you talk about church. No, it's just talking about tradition.
Yeah, it's just tradition. It's just what people think is how they operate, how they fall. It's the system that some people live by.
That's killing people. That's really sending people to hell.
And that's, like you said, that's the magical, goose. That's the magical genie right there, man. I'm just coming to God because I know He gonna give me something.
It's a finesse.
That's in the very, very, very beginning of my real walk with God. That's why I went to God. I went to God because I wanted something from Him, and that's because I
think everybody thought like that.
But I saw everybody else. Like, I seen everybody else going to God, and they getting what they want, and He. They telling him what they want, and I'm thinking like, okay, maybe I should do that too. But the bad thing about it is, in that whole pursuit of God for what I wanted, I got to know God, and I realized it was more to Him than just Him giving me that little gift or giving me that thing that I wanted. It was more so like the closer I got to Him, I noticed how much He loved me past the hurt I was feeling about not having what I wanted. He loved me beyond, my frustration for not seeing myself where other people were in life and thinking why I'm not there yet.
He was a dad.
Why I don't have. He was being a father. He was like, oh, come here, man, let me talk to you. Don't worry about what they doing.
Broke it down.
You continue to focus on where I have you going. And I promise you, everything that's intended for you, it's going to come to you. But you got to get your eyes off them. Keep your eyes on me. Stay focused over here. It's like a father teaching their child how to ride a bike, and they got training wheels on it. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, he put them on there. He guide them the whole time. Like, nah, you focus on me. Don't focus on nothing else around you. Keep your eyes over here. Focus on me. You come towards me. Don't go to the left. Don't go to the right. Focus on me. Because if you keep looking to the left or the right, you might end up falling.
Know me first.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, like just like I was telling you, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had to, like, because I love my apostle. But God had to show me at one point in time, I didn't know him. I knew my pastor. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I think a lot of people like that. You know what I'm saying? And like to this day, that's like God always made me honor. Like always real important to honor. You know what I'm saying? Understanding. Understanding it, but at the same time, like you have to know God for yourself. And the good thing about our apostle lead pastor is he promotes that. That's
most definitely.
He tells you that. You know
Most
what I'm saying?
definitely.
Like you know him for yourself. You know what I'm saying? It's a personal thing.
His favorite words, man. Once the music stop, once the band stop playing,
That's what it's all about.
Once all that stop, and
Bro.
you got to go home, and you don't have all this.
And it's not funny.
You don't
bro.
have all this. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? You better make sure you know him for yourself.
We really think we got here for like it's
Yeah.
really just like we were talking earlier, and it's not funny. It's really scary, but it's really people that's going to try to finesse God until the end, and we know it because Jesus said a little story like, and then we about to cut it off in a second, but Jesus said a little story about they gonna come before me and all that, and Jesus gonna say, "Depart from me, I never knew you."
Yeah.
And they gonna reply with and I'm gonna guess what scripture verse is that, just so you know what I said in the Bible.
Let me get it for you.
Just in case somebody on the watching the pod don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know you gotta get.
Hey, we got you.
Yeah, but Jesus was telling the story, and he was basically saying like, when it's all said and done with, and I come and judge the world, and you know what I'm saying, give everybody judgment. People gonna come before him. Like obviously they thought they knew God because they had the nerve. They felt so strongly that it was a mistake that they had to reply for God. Like, God, didn't I? I was doing all these things. So this wasn't no thug that was saying that. This was somebody that was working in quote unquote for God ministry, doing miracles in the name of Jesus. Only way.
Matter of fact, man, it's Matthew chapter 7 verses 21 through 23, man. If it's cool, man, I want to say that real quick, man. Matthew chapter 7 verse 21 through 23, because it's dope, man. Just not everyone who calls out to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of heaven. Only those who actually do the will of the Father in heaven will enter. On judgment day, many will say to me, Lord, Lord, we prophesied in your name and cast out demons in your name and performed many miracles in your name. But I will reply, I never knew you. Get away from me, you who broke God's laws.
And then answer back what they replied though. Answer back what the people said when God said that.
Anyone who listens
Oh shoot, boy!
to my teaching.
Shanti about to bleach me out. Oh,
That thing strong.
It's time to cut it off. We gotta go and find a word, Frank.
Listen to me teaching and follow.
I see what you're doing. I get it, Shanti. It's time to go.
Brains.
Hey, that was the sage way of saying, hey, look, bro.
That's what maze.
Hey. It was like, didn't we cast out demons in your name and all that? No, matter of fact, that was right before the other one.
Before he said that?
Yeah, before he said that. Oh, so I ain't gonna make it. We ain't gonna make it. We gonna be looking Chinese, boy, trying to keep our eyes open.
Well, for prophet. It's homeless sheep. That was it right there inside.
I never recall it. Oh yeah, right after that. Mm-hmm. But didn't we prophesy?
Yeah, we prophesied in your name, cast out demons in your name, and performed many miracles in your name.
So who is prophesying? Who is casting out demons? Who is people like? So these people are really going. They went their whole life. They did great things. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if you're doing miracles, you got to follow him.
Yeah.
Obviously,
if you prophesying, you got to follow.
Obviously, from that life, people really found God. But they themselves, I never knew you.
Yeah.
I'm not even getting to God like, what's up, man?
But
I don't know you.
And the thing is, man, understanding that what he's saying is you didn't do my will.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying? You may have prophesied and you may have cast out demons, but you did not do my will.
And I ain't even look at it from that. I ain't even look at it from that angle.
And the crazy thing about it is, it's not only God's will for us to go out there and cast out demons and prophesy in his name. It's more so God's will for us to actually live according to his will. I heard somebody say something earlier, man, and I just want to say this real quick, man.
Yeah, we got to go.
Because we got to go, man.
We got to go.
We got to get up out of here, man. Somebody was saying something when it to the extent of how much they sacrifice. Matter of fact, It came from this video I seen. It was crazy. It was crazy. It's probably viral now, man. This man of God at a ministry, and he went over time that was allotted to him. He paid to be in this place, this venue, and he went over time to be in there. And when he went over time, the person who was kind of like the overseer, he kind of came in before the service was completely finished, but it was over time, and was saying, hey, we're going to have to end this right here because we want to make sure we save time for who's supposed to be in here next at this allotted time. So the person that was there prior, he got upset because he was like, man, how you going to stop me and God's still moving? How you going to do that?
Yeah.
And people still trying to get saved and people still doing this and doing that. And the man, the guy, he wasn't mean to him. He wasn't upset. He wasn't harsh to him. He just said, we're going to do this thing in order.
Yeah.
And we're going to prepare for the next person because you don't want to take time away from the next person who has in a lot of time.
Yeah.
And, man, I'm a comment person, man. I'm always either laughing or reading, kind of seeing what people's perspective is.
Comments going to expose.
And somebody said something like, to the extent of, man, this man here out here trying to sacrifice his life and he's trying to do this for the people of God. He's trying to help them this and help them that. And every last one of them forgot. One of the major wills of God that we most of the time forget and we make it seem like it's too far-fetched is how big he is on obedience. Okay?
Huge.
And if he sent, Samuel there to tell the king, King Saul, hey, I see what you did. You sacrificed what you felt was good for you.
Yeah.
You did what you felt was right by your own mind. But obedience is far greater than sacrifice. And if that man of God understood, I don't know these people either, but if he understood how important it was to God to be obedient to the instruction given from the apostle, from the prophet, from the man of God, from the man of faith, if he understood how much that glorified God in his obedience to what was given to him versus him feeling that he himself was sacrificing, he wasn't carrying out God's will.
Yeah.
He at that point was doing his will. So like Jesus said, man,
That's it. See, that's why I'm ministering on that. You can cash out
depart from me because you did not do my will.
and that's even scarier. That's crazy.
You might have prophesied, yeah. And he was having service.
But I ain't tell you to
and he
prophesy.
felt souls was getting saved.
I ain't tell you to prophesy.
I ain't tell you to do all that. I didn't give you that time to do. That wasn't what I instructed you. You were given complete instructions.
Yeah.
This is what I need you to do. This is the time frame.
That's heavy too.
And if that's what God gave you to work in, like if I'm in the grocery store and I run across somebody and the Holy Spirit says, hey, speak to them, encourage them, say something to that person, man, that may uplift them, or pray for that person because they're going through something. And the Holy Spirit says that, but I know I'm in a space where my time is going to be allotted. I can't hold up everybody inside the grocery store. I can't do this. I can't do that. But I know for a fact he told me to do it. So I'm going to do it exactly what he told me to do.
Yeah.
And me, myself, I'm the kind of person that's never looking for, the Bible says one plants another waters, God brings the increase. So I'm never looking for the fruit of whatever God asked me to do right there on spot.
Just plopping seeds.
I'm just going to drop this seed
that's how I do
and
it.
I'm going to keep it moving, man.
That's
I'm going to do exactly what he told me to do because I do believe obedience is far greater than I'm not finna make a scene in here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be,